much more. Without further ado, let us begin. Regarding the R211S delivery, after going out of service on February 12th for inspection and maintenance, 100 to 104 returned to service on February 26th at 4:33 p.m. and has been in service ever since. For that 2-week period, 105 to 109 was the only R211S running in service on the island. 150 to 154 was the second production R211S consistent to service, doing so on March 7, 2025, as the 5:35 p.m. train from St. George to Great Kills. I caught it a week after it entered service, doing so on March 14th, and it still smelled quite fresh and new. 145 to 149 after burn-in testing on March 14th, entered service on March 21st on a night run to Tottenville. R211S's 135 to 139 were seen testing at Kawasaki's Yonkers facility on February 15th and were delivered to the Clifton Shops as of March 19th, until it entered service on April 4th. Meanwhile, 140 to 144 was delivered to the Clifton Shops between April 1st and April 3rd and was activated the next day, April 4th. It began burn-in testing on April 11th, was equipped with flags on April 17th, and entered service on April 24th on a trip to Great Kills. This marked the very first time that the production R211Ss began receiving flags, since before then they were allowed to enter service and operate without them, and they look much better without them in my opinion. But if you are going to add flags to them, at least make them vertical. 105 to 109, which was the first R211S to enter service without flags, and one of only 4 R211S consists to do so, received the flags on April 24th. 155 to 159 were delivered to the Clifton Shops between April 16th and 17th, and were immediately given the flags the next day. The consists entered service on May 5th. 130 to 132 arrived on May 2nd, while 133 to 134 arrived on April 29th. 130 to 134 burn-in tested on May 16th and May 20th and entered service on May 27th, being the most recent consist to enter service. 121 to 124 were delivered between May 12th and 13th, while 120 was delivered on May 20th. The cars were immediately equipped with flags upon arrival. 160 to 164 was delivered to Clifton between May 29th and 31st, and is the most recent consist to arrive. The turnaround time from delivery to service has become impeccable, only taking about 2 weeks now, and with some trains only having to burn and test about 1 time before entering service. I love how the consist did begin to enter service without any decals, just like the R44s didn't have any flag decals between cars. That decision preserved the nice, fresh, and futuristic look of these cars. These consists entered service in the order that they were delivered. The R211Ss are already taking over the island quite effectively, to the point where several of them could be present at a time at St. George, as of April 10th and beyond. So 2025 will definitely be the year of the R211S. To recap, Staten Island has 50 out of 75, or 2/3 of its required R211S cars. 100 to 109, 120 to 124, and 130 to 164, with 40 cars or 8 out of the 15 required trains being in service. Nearly half of the required R211Ss are now in service. Kawasaki is not going in numerical order, they're just delivering whatever's ready at the moment. These cars are already rapidly transforming the island. However, I don't like the fact that y'all are putting the flags on them before they get to burn in. Let us see the bare body, come on, man. Regarding the remaining R211S cars, 25 cars, 110 to 119, 125 to 129, and 165 to 174 remain to be delivered. 125 to 129 have begun testing at Yonkers as of May 11th, while 110 to 119 were sent back to Lincoln, Nebraska due to electrical issues. 165 to 169 is at Yonkers, while 170 to 174 are at Lincoln, Nebraska. In addition to the several formerly retired R44 cars, several new R44s were sidelined at St. George, sent to Clifton's furthest track, and then shipped off of MTA property to Sims Metal Management. Among these were R44s 395, 407, and 417, which were retired through March and April. 432 was also retired. 12 Staten Island Railway R44 cars listed here have been retired in total. 442 and 446 are out of service, which leaves 48 R44 cars or 12 trains active, listed here. As many of you have noticed, there have been less and less R44s left with physical roll signs. R44 414 was the last unit to have a roll sign, which was recently replaced with the Staten Island Railway logo as of June 5th, 2025. 460, 434, 418, and 412 also received MTA logos over where their roll signs used to be, although many of these did not have roll signs anymore. 410, 438, and 450 have received American flag decals over their roll signs. Only 4 R44s are required for service at any given time on a weekday, while they are no longer necessary for weekend operations.